Project Management Center of Excellence is one of the well-known software training organizations, a big software training organization there. So I had a job to do also, and I was under freelancer. But my mission was very clear that, in short, I wished, even today, I wish that project management should be considered by every common man.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to FaceTime with Leaders, the podcast series brought to you by Directors Institute, World Council of Directors. I'm Tanayol, and today we are honored to welcome a truly distinguished guest, Mr. Dhananjay M. Gokhale, famously known as Mr. DJ. DJ is a visionary leader and a trailblazer in the field of project management with over 2 decades of transformative contributions to the industry. He is the recipient of the prestigious PMI 2013 Eric Jennett PM Excellence Award and the Man of the Year 2012 award by the American Biographical Institute, a testament to his exceptional leadership and dedication to advancing the project management profession. Not only is Sir a renowned expert in project management, but he is also a practicing healer and psychotherapist, blending emotional intelligence with leadership to achieve holistic success. Today, we are privileged to have him with us to share his journey, his invaluable insights on leadership, and the future of project management. DG, it is an honor to have you with us today, and welcome to the show.
Same here. Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to be featured on FaceTime with leaders. I hope I'll not be, you know, actually FaceTime with my past bosses or my few unhappy customers, or maybe with the auditors, or maybe income tax officers, or maybe with you in during the interview. I hope it will be a fun time FaceTime.
I'm sure, sir. Sir, your career has taken you across multiple continents and industries, touching on some of the most high impact projects and organizations. If you were to describe your journey, it's almost like a blend of both deep technical expertise and transformative leadership. Could you take us back to the early days of your career and share what that journey looked like for you? Like, what were some of the key moments or turning points that shaped your path and made you the leader you are today?
Right. I mean, the entire credit to whatever I am today goes to all those people whom I met in my life. It was 1986 when I was in ninth standard. And one fine day, my father told me that next week we have to go to Delhi. Wow, we said. Father used to work in Indian Railways. And then we obviously asked why. He said, I have been conferred upon by most prestigious award, GM Award of Indian Railway by the Ministry of Indian Railway, and for improving the productivity by 9% of Matunga Workshop Wheel Shop. And that was amazing moment. I'll tell you why the amazing moment, because uh, I've been visiting his workshop, Matunga Workshop, many a times, at least 3 to 4 times in a year, because I loved that. It was a wheel shop. If you got a chance to stand nearby a wheel of a train, you understand the mass of that, the toughened steel and amazing axle and the wheel. The overall environment, it's kind of, you don't have the formal power, even if you are designated well at the high post and all. You have to take care of people there. Unions are there. In that environment, increasing the productivity by 9% was not a joke. And I later, while coming back, we used to get the first class pass, or AC first class pass. We had a chit chat, and then while coming back, I asked him, wasn't it difficult? He said, of course it was difficult, but I didn't see it in this manner. If you want, if you tell the people what to do, generally people don't do it. But if you make people see what is to be done, people do it. That's what he told. I mean, I still remember that AC compartment and the way he was talking about. And because of that, I mean, I'll just give you a couple of examples how these people came in my life and they changed the overall transformation. I was with Tata Motors during my engineering education itself, fifth semester and the eighth semester. And I was working with MTD, Machine Tool Division, Telco that time, now Tata Motors. And the very first assignment that Mr. Ramji, who was my then guide, gave to me was creating the cut section perspective of the helicopter gearbox, because that was the time when MTD was designing, manufacturing a machine for oil or drilling machine for that helicopter gearbox, and CAD CAM softwares and infrastructure was pretty. I would say it was not available like today. We have CAD CAM on almost every alternate laptop. So that was the time when we actually measured the gearbox and created the perspective, the cut section, this and that, and almost crossing 35 sheets had created A0, A1, A2, A3, A4. One fine day, after 15 days, I went to Ramji. I said, I've done the job. He went through that. By the way, Ramji was MTech gold medalist, Bombay University, IIT. Amazing personality. So he went through all the drawings and he said, marvelous job, fantastic job. And then over a cup of tea, he said, Dhananjay, I think it seems you are inefficient in planning or disobedient in executing. I felt like I am drinking a frozen tea. It was, I mean, a few seconds ago, this person was appreciating me like anything. And immediately after that, he is closing the discussion with this kind of, with a pretty harsh remark. That time I felt. But now, every moment I say, he then asked, he said, please don't take it other way around. Was it planned that you told me that you worked for two shifts for consecutive 3 days? That's what you told me when you submitted the drawings. I said, I did that. But was it planned? I said, no, it wasn't planned. Then what stopped me? That was his question. What stopped you to come to me and tell me that, I would give these drawings on Friday or on Monday or whatever that time was necessary, you could have given. So what was the activity that you did in last 2 days? I said, I created A0 sheets, the full assembly drawing, the perspective. He said that is not immediately required. The designers will not go to the assembly drawing. So you could have delivered the required portion and you could have delivered it on Monday. I am learning Agile from that day. The way he talked about was amazing, and that's the reason I could later face my, my stint with Mercedes-Benz. I was working with Mercedes-Benz in dealer development department. We were the people who actually set up all over India dealer network, 19 outlets. The chief was Mr. Bapat, who was the dealer development department head. I had good track record, engineering experience, post graduation management, and we are dealing with the Mercedes dealers. The communication was pretty strong that time with all these. Emails were not there, so we used to write the facts, and generally I used to write the letters, legal letters, technical letters, administrative letters, whatever. I wrote. It was the first time. After I completed my induction in Mercedes, I wrote the letter. I went to Mr. Bapat, and the date is missing. I said, oh, I'm sorry, I will write it down. So can you please review the letter? He said, no, put the date. Went back. Page numbers are missing. I said, I'll do it later. No, put it back. Although you have used Corpo T font, you should have used Corpo S font. You're writing a legal letter. That time, actually, I got frustrated. I said, Mr. Bapat, why can't you review the contents? He asked plain question. Why couldn't you see the appearance, the page number, the date? Because it's not you writing the letter. You are representing a brand like Mercedes Benz. And if I don't put this hard today, you will take these things for granted. And that I don't want. Now, these are the people.
Yeah.
so, so many people, if I go on telling the anecdotes, entire hour will get into that. But the credit goes to them, and that has created my reputation in the industry. Also, and most of the organizations and people, when I go there to coach senior leaders, senior program manager, portfolio managers, even the team members who have recently joined, they always say that we feel you amongst us. We can share anything and you make the thing simple. I just correct them one that I don't make the thing simple. Things are simple. We don't make it simple. We make it complex purely because we want to pamper our ego. So that is the key pattern which I have learned from these guys. So many people. I'm thankful to them.
Very well said, sir. And a lot of teachings often come in terms of just examples, and we realize it later that there is a technical term to it. It is called this, but we have been taught that in some indirect ways through somebody at times, right? DG, as the founder and former president of the PMI India chapter Pune, you not only led the chapter to global recognition but also played a pivotal role in shaping the project management landscape in India. Reflecting on that journey, what were some of the most memorable or rewarding moments for you? Those moments where you truly felt that your leadership has made a difference, not just for the chapter, but for the community and the profession itself.
Yes, in fact, the PMI Pune Deccan India chapter is a big chapter in my book. In fact, it was one of the programs that I initiated, which helped in my mission. I'll tell you my mission a little later. But that time, I established PMI Pune Deccan India chapter in 2002. That time, I had left my job. 2001, I moved out from my job. 2002, I established PMI chapter. I was heading PMCOE, Project Management Center of Excellence, is one of the well-known software training organizations, a big software training organization there. So I had a job to do also, and I was under freelancer. But my mission was very clear that, in short, I wished, even today, I wish that project management should be considered by every common man. And when I did the research, I saw that PMI has a presence in India, but Bombay only. And the rest of the Maharashtra was kept open. No one has said that we will do anything there, over there. I said we will do it. And 2002, I completed the formalities. I conducted a very small meeting with 25, 30 people that time. We said, this is what we need to do. We will do it. The key challenges were, which actually tested my leadership skills. Uh, this was a voluntary organization. And voluntary organization many a times has excuse in its type itself. The moment people feel it's voluntarily, it goes into the back burner every time. So that was a tough time for me. Voluntary doesn't mean you can do anytime, anything, whatever you wish. There has to be some discipline. It was a non-profit organization, and even today I see that many people get confused. Non-profit doesn't mean non-professional, especially in the social welfare area. Have seen, I'm seeing organizations, non-profit, they feel no, you don't have to, you shouldn't generate the money, you shouldn't create the profit. Profit should be plowed back. So I had to educate people on that. Non-profit doesn't mean not money or not professional. It I never had any formal authority. In fact, nobody had any formal authority during that particular organization. The directors were there, the core team members were there, the trios were there. And the, the worst part was, sometimes some people wanted to come on board purely because that particular tag, the director, PMI program, PMI chapter program. So uh, we had to be very, very alert at that point in time. And we had decided that only 5 directors would be there. We really do not want to create the complete gang mentality there. So initially itself, where I thought that even today that leadership made a difference, not only in the chapter and later also, we wrote that what kind of behavioral qualities we need in the directors very clearly. One is that we need a courage to walk on the untrodden paths. People will ask you 10 questions on the every walk of life, but you should be able to very calmly, quietly, assertively need to answer that, because your vision is clear. You should be shameless, you should be egoless. If during any seminar, if during any program, if the toilets are not clean, or if something has happened in the seminar room, my our director should not feel ashamed of in cleaning that. So that should be the behavior tenure of egolessness, shamelessness. Must have worked honestly as project managers, should be PMP certified, clear, crisp in communications, and measurable, depictable, end state clarity. So many times I have conducted the interviews. I even today I don't know from where did I got that kind of courage. I think I was clear on the matters, and I did, so it went really well. My vision was very clear that time. So again, it is helping me today. I saw that 1,000 active members are there at the end of 3 years, 2002 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. That was my simple vision. And the calculation was very simple. We started with 25. Even if 15 are active that time, 15 will bring 2 in next 2 months, 15 into 2, 2 into 2, into 2, into 2. At the end of the first year, 960. Even if I cut it by 3, one third, 320. So simple mathematics I played. Basically, idea was not to market the chapter, but this chapter should help common man to get emotionally closer to the philosophy of project management. Project management is not connected, program management is not connected into the corporate aspect. So that was the idea. And in 2008, we got the award. Now we got the award because people were looking at us. The measurement of the success was simple. That the seminar we used to conduct, monthly seminar, and 45 minutes were given for that seminar. I used to do the mock reviews. Even if there are experts, I used to say that no, I mean, you are expert. We will not challenge your expertise, neither the domain calls, but your presentation should be full of lessons to the people who are coming there. 45 minutes is a big time. So there were a lot of resistance that time, but first seminar went extremely well. Second seminar went extremely well, and during the sixth seminar, we had to hire a big auditorium. And that's how it goes. And Global Symposium was held in Pune in 2008. That's a big pat on the back, everybody. And the award of best chapter in the world, not only the best, the youngest best chapter in the world. The award was received by youngest fellow in our committee. I never traveled to US. We requested that person to say go and receive the award, represent our chapter. So that was the fun, and it taught me a lot of things.
Lovely, sir. Lovely. DG, receiving the PMI 2013 Eric Janet PM Excellence Award is truly a testament to your exceptional contributions to the project management profession. So, when you look back at this recognition, what would you say were the key moments or values that led to this achievement, and how did this milestone help shape your career?
Definitely. In fact, I would say I was never expecting this award, uh, but this really boosted my confidence. In fact, it gave inner satisfaction, not because of this award, but the trust got multifold. That if you work clearly, compassionately, honestly, universe takes care of you. That is my belief ever since the childhood. And now probably I will let you know the mission. Basically, this PMI Eric Janet PM Excellence Award is given for taking the project management philosophy, art, and science to the society, to the community in an innovative manner. And that's the reason this award is always conferred upon. I thought that, yes, I am doing this. In fact, when I moved out of the job in 2001, that time I'm 71 born, 2001 means 30 years old. But I sat for almost 7 days. I wrote my mission statement because down the line, if at all I feel demotivated, nothing else but mission statement will motivate me. Therefore, it has to be crafted very carefully. The mission statement goes like this. I'll simply read it to you, or I'll tell you the important part of it. That with simplicity, generate sustaining interest to develop the mindset of sorted thought process for each one of us as a manager and a leader for common man, creating the intrinsic willingness while holding the hands to learn, implement, and grow with the attitude of collaborative excellence. This mission was crafted in 2000 December, 2001 January. I started every project. Even when I write a book, I always ask that is it simple? Will it create sustaining interest? Will it help people creating sorted thought process? Will it create intrinsic willingness? Only and only when all these stigmas go, strategic feasibility happens, the things come out. So with that, obviously, I created a lot of innovative things, and people used to call me sometimes crazy. Initial years, people always used to say that this fellow, but innovative programs like Balutedars. Because I was studying leadership, and leadership cannot be studied by reading the books. You have to be with the leader, or you have to be a leader. So I used to go meet, chat, stay with people like, for example, Dr. Uh, uh, Kelkar of Deenanath Mangeshkar Hospital, Pune. You know that, or cricket umpire, ICC first class cricket umpire, or police chief, that time, Madhya Pradesh police chief. I'm talking about 2015. Or Olympic athletes rehabilitation expert, somebody who used to be a rehab expert for Gagan Narang, Sushil Dutt, Mary Kom. I used to interact with them, and I used to ask them, how do you handle your failures? How do you handle your problems? How do you handle your fights in family, out of family? So then I brought in entire discussion in the form of interviews, or I created PM laboratory. When I look back, why PMI might have thought about all these, giving PM Excellence Eric Janet Award to me, they must have seen all these things. PM laboratory, people come, they make lots of mistakes, emotionally conducive environment. and mistakes makes us learn. Dramatic gold of project management. I used to give stage, light, sound free of cost, and they have to perform 1 hour drama, but it should be humorous, and drama should be considered as a project. The evaluation was 75% dramatics, 25% project management. I used to induce lots of changes suddenly. That anchor the actors numbers maximum 10 reduced to 9. They enjoyed it. Many people learned PMBOK or project management through drama,
Yeah.
and creating, assisting to college going students. Many things are happening. And now that award has increased the responsibility tremendously. It has never created any tension. It has never created any pressure. I'm not doing something because I got the award, but it reminds me. Look, you have to express your gratitude to that award by doing the job. Now, February 2025, when I'm entering into my 25th year, I'm starting PM for CM, not the Prime Minister, not the Chief Minister, project management for common man. L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. Absolutely, uh, fees are voluntarily, but people must learn. And there are already 500 people who are interested in that. And they have understood it. So this is, uh, I feel that the award has helped me. And probably because of that, and otherwise also, I'm getting these things to the society. And thanks to all those people who initially supported my weird ideas, because out of 10, 9 people used to, sarcast that baluteda, dramatic world in project management. But once they saw the success,
I think all of us can learn from this that if you have a vision and you think it's working, one shouldn't care about what the others are saying because they'll anyway say something if you're doing something different, right?
true.
DG, you've not only contributed to project management field through your leadership, but also through your writing with books like Wonderland of PMO and the Abridged Guide to PMBOK. When you think about the inspiration behind these books, what was it that compelled you to share knowledge in this way? Like, how do you feel these books have impacted the industry, and perhaps even more personally, how has the process of writing them shaped your own approach to project management?
Ah, wonderful question. I feel it's a logical extension. So because when you instruct, train, teach, counsel, consult, coach, or enable people, you yourself get lots of experiences, provided we are alert. Because when I'm coaching someone, I keep myself little bit more selfish. Selfish in a sense, when you're coaching somebody, you should also learn. Otherwise, it's of no fun. So that's a logical extension. I want to share all these experiences. And if you are sensitive enough, then I personally feel that why should I write the book? Because people should not make the mistakes that I have made. They should be making new mistakes, because mistakes makes us learn. I cannot keep making the same mistakes if I want to learn new things. And on a very lighter note, many times I say that also, that when people don't listen to you, you write. So maybe out of any one of these three, I started writing. But the book never came as a book. I today now when I coach for agile and agile transformations and all, many times I say that, boss, yeah, we have been a human being is agile. It follows agile. Say for PMBOK, let's talk about it. Since you asked about that, a bridge guide to PMBOK. Now, if you really see, PMBOK stands for Project Management Body of Knowledge. I'll tell you the process. Generally, how do I write the book? Now, Project Management Body of Knowledge is a book, 600 pages. The feature of this particular book, two features. First feature is least readability, and second feature is highest usability. But what happens, people, when they read, they try to flip this. They want highest readability and, if possible, usability. And that's where create the conflicts, because PMBOK, or for that matter any life sciences, let it be Bhagavad Gita, let it be project management, let it be leadership, I should not be reading. It's like swimming, learning swimming. I can't read the books on swimming. I have to jump in the waters. So if I write a book on swimming, it will always be tough to read unless I practice it. I had to then, strike a balance, because I cannot. go on communicating with the people that it's okay, but you write charter, it's okay, you create WBS. It will not happen. So I have to write, in a balanced manner. So what did I do? I wrote in a manner which will be easy to read, but that will trigger adaptability or applicability. Simple thing. Generally, the best practices are drafted inside these kind of books, let it be recipe book or PMBOK. Now, process or best practice is a set of action that leads to a purpose. And since it is best practice, the purpose is contributed. But what happens when we read the description, the input and tools and techniques and outputs, it becomes boring. So the first thing itself, everywhere out of these processes, I say, what if I do not do this process? What will I miss if I don't do this action? Say, for example, develop a project charter or develop a vision of the project or mission of the project. What will I miss? Okay, then I'll miss. Then I have written that. If you can afford to miss this, please do not do this process. I've written it like this in the book. That triggers a human nature, and they do it. So the idea behind a bridge guide to PMBOK, because I got interfaced with the PMBOK in 1998 when I was in Greece. Actually, it's a sleeping pill. And in fact, I have created videos also on that, that never read PMBOK unless you are facing insomnia problems. You read it, and at the 10th page, you will fast asleep. But uh, this is how the book was written. I used to explain it in this particular manner. I used to make people work in this fashion. So the book got written. Or Wonderland of PM. AG, A Bridge Guide to PMBOK talks about how will I improve my skills. And Wonderland of PMO talks about how will I create the mindset around me. PMO, Project Management Office, is not at the organizational level. Project Management Office is always at the project level. It is all about creating the PM culture. And culture of PM is all about SMRM, single minute review meeting. I must tell you this, Tanay. Many people ask me. Nowadays, they don't ask because they know that I do it. Earlier, they used to ask me, what contribution will you do if you are coming to us as a consultant? I said, I guarantee that your project review meetings will complete in 9 minutes, single digit minute review meeting. You give me 9 to 12 months and you please follow something that I'll communicate, and I guarantee so that you can conduct project review meetings almost every alternative day and see the quality of the project tracking and project controlling. People later understood that. Is it possible? Of course, it is possible. Who will make it possible? I, by creating that mindset of visibility, predictability, quantitative answers. But nowadays, PMOs, most of the PMOs, at least I'm talking about Indian continent, when I roam around, I see little different picture. But I sometimes ask also to the leaders, "Yeah, how is your DB square working?" And then he asks me, what is DB square? I say, documents, beautification, distribution, business. He realizes what am I up to, because PMOs most of the time go into that level, but PMOs are the people who make most quantitative visibility, predictability appearing in the organization. They are the people who channelize every step of organization towards the vision. So this is how I went on writing, and people, it seems, are liking my books, because this Bridge Guide is getting into third edition, Wonderland of PMO is getting into third edition, A Journey from Confusion to Conviction, Bhagavad Gita getting into third edition, Atharva Shirsha, Ganapati Atharva Shirsha, it actually has listed 47 competencies of leadership, amazing competencies. It is getting into sixth edition, Ladder of Wisdom. So I think people are enjoying that. One thing that
Yeah.
I must tell you, it is again the credit goes to my parents, the way I was nurtured, fostered. My business is not book. My business is making things simple for people, and for that I get the revenue. I get my income. All the income generated through the sale of books minus expenditure, that means gross margin, is totally dedicated to the education of those people who are promising, but their education is halted purely because lack of funds. And I'm really, really proud, or I'm touched to see the generosity of the people. Those who buy the book, they read, crossing 21.4 lakhs in last 10 years are dedicated to these people. The entire credit goes to the readers. So that's how the things are happening. I am happy. People are happy.
And passing on simplicity is, I think, the best idea because that's the best way to make anybody understand, right? DG, one of the concepts you've introduced that truly stands out is a mindset of renunciation. It's a powerful and thought provoking idea, especially for project managers who often have to balance numerous priorities. Could you dive deeper into what this mindset really means and how it shapes leadership in project management?
Oh, yes, in fact, I learned it in a hard way. Again, credit goes to all those bosses and people whom I interacted. Amazing. Now, let us go to the basic meaning of renunciation. It goes to Latin word, but the basic meaning of renunciation is to withdraw publicly. Renunciare. Renunciare. It's simple. Back the messenger. That's the real literal meaning of the word renunciation. The use of that particular word is used publicly withdraw. Now, let us quickly see this. And I'm sure you'll be able to feel it. Uh, Many times, what happens? People ask project manager. I'm giving example of project manager, program manager, portfolio manager, who's you want to see that, or even the chief of the organization. But let us discuss this on a small project. People come and ask, how come this project is getting delayed? People ask in their different tones. Or somebody comes and says that, can we get this project done 2 weeks ahead of schedule? Right? Now the question is asked by a stakeholder to a project manager. Say I'm a project manager. If I don't understand renunciation, I am trapped. Now how am I trapped? I go on answering A, B, C, blah, blah, blah. These are the reasons. Now, let's just see this. Let's say you and your friends have come to me, and I can't speak the friend's language. And you have come to me at around 12ish or 1 o'clock, generally the lunch time. And since I know that I don't know his language, neither he knows my language, I asked you, is he hungry? Would your friend love to have something? Would you ask him, or without asking him, you will answer me? Can you answer me like this? No, no, he will not have a lunch. No, it's an absolute insult of a humankind. There is a life sitting next to you. At least you should have a courtesy to ask, are you feeling hungry? Now, this precisely people forget in project management. Who is getting delayed? Your project. So ask project. Why are you getting delayed? Now, when I used to enact it, people used to get mad at me. How come you are asking project? How come project will answer? Project answers. Project has its own language. So can I get the project done 2 weeks ahead of schedule? Why are you answering as a project manager? Let's ask project. There are tools and techniques like scheduling and risk management, buffering, procurement. Just see what's happening and let project speak. That's the simplest example of what is renunciation. People get emotionally attached unwarrantedly. It's my project. It's not your project. You are the manager of this project. So project exists and manager exists. When both exist together, you are known as project manager. If project doesn't exist, you are no level. I mean nobody. So if I understand that, I'll give you one more example. Many times, how this renunciation help? Renunciation means becoming aware of emotional attachment and getting away from it. Many times project managers ask or people ask someone like manager asks to his subordinate, how much time will it take? The person says 10 days. Even it happens with you also many times. Immediately manager's response is, 10 days, you should do it in 8 days. Why? Because I'm emotionally attached to that number. I generally ask ever since long back, because my father used to ask that whenever I used to tell him that I will need 2 hours. He used to ask, why 2 hours? Why not 2.5 hours? That is the idea behind renunciation. That you are not project. Therefore, you are not the estimation. You are the one who is facilitating the doer to virtually execute the project, see the things, and estimate. So don't ask 10 days or 8 days. Just ask, why 10 days? Why not 12 days? Because he has stopped at 10. Number ends at infinity. You should at least have some courtesy. The moment to ask, why not 12? The person starts telling me, actually, DG, it is 9. Got it. And then the entire visualization comes in forth. So you see, he sees, and conflict is resolved. So that's the idea behind renunciation, and it works.
Yeah. DG, looking ahead, what are your career aspirations and what goals do you still hope to achieve? Like, also with your vast experience, how do you see yourself contributing to boardrooms and shaping the directions of organizations in the future?
That's what I'm, first of all, I'm thankful to you, uh, the Directors Institute and FaceTime with Leaders. Look at the quality of questions that you are asking. In fact, it has helped me to do the retrospection and to do the introspection, which is generally yearly regime that I follow. It is helping me for refining my vision and mission. Definitely, I wish to continue contributing. However, I have decided now from moving 25 onwards, I want to focus more on small entrepreneurs. Yeah, I have started it. I'm right now helping a violin institute. I'm also helping a pranic healing institute. I'm helping a food industry, small home scale. I'll tell you why. When I have worked with, I have consulted organizations which have crossed 5,000 crores and 10,000 crores. So I have seen, I have smelled that if something goes wrong at that organization, it's like you are pinching the elephant. uh, Immediate impact is not seen on the bottom line. But these people who are into the zone of 1 crore, 10 crores, 20 crores, 80 crores, up to 100 crores, if a project of worth 20 crores go for mess, their balance sheet is burnt. Now, there, I have seen it. Uh, so, therefore, my future focus is on this particular area. Up to 500 crores. Not even that. Focus is up to 200 crores. I'll tell you why. What happens when the organization reaches around 70 crores, 80 crores, 50 crores, suddenly the leader starts becoming impatient. It's a human tendency. It's a rajoguna, we call it as. It is nothing wrong. That is the time when somebody needs to pacify him. And there are few people who consider themselves as consultant. They say that you should grow and you should have 500 crores below your belt. And it should grow. The organic growth should be there. So my focus is paying attention to these people, helping them, helping them crafting their mission, helping them crafting their vision, being with them. And ultimately, their vision is achieved by the last mile phenomena, which is known as project. Vision cannot be achieved by just by Aladdin genie. So I have to craft project well. I need to see the contribution of the project, the deliverables of the project connecting to the business need. Once these things are shown to them, they develop it. Recently, I have transformed that violin institute. Look at that. They had 16 years curriculum, but the chief was unaware about all those things. Amazing. They are actually developing a generation. Super, fantastic. But we sat there, we wrote the vision, we sat there, we wrote the mission, we created the complete course outlines. We are, sensitizing the processes. She's so happy, and things are helping. That is the vision probably that I have. By the end of 2030, I should have enabled at least 60 organization in the tone up to 40 crores.
Lovely.
I am happy with that.
DG, ESG has become a critical focus for businesses today. How do you see the role of ESG in shaping the future of organizations, and why do you think it's essential for leaders to integrate these principles into their strategies?
Very well. In fact, I knew few aspects of the EAG and all that, but again, the credit goes to Directors Institute because when I started studying, they sent me the books, and there are three books of EAG. Amazing, well crafted books and good books. So I also got to know that I was not on the wrong path, but the institute gave me wonderfully crafted notes. I personally never felt it ESG. G is a misfortune. It should have been ESA, environment and social awareness. Since A is absent, we had to brought in G. That's it. What is my personal uh, uh, opinion actually? Because ESG or ESA, I call it as, it's all about compassion. Compassion manifested is ESA. I'll tell you a story. in 2002, there was big construction going on in Pune, and that construction was of one of the IT giant. There were two big, massive buildings, not the towers. Seven-floor buildings were being constructed, and one fine day, a mob of 150 women approached the site, and they were fierce. They actually hold the work, and they brought the site contractor and they said, "We will not allow you to work." The chief of this organization is known for his ESA, really. And he came down on this site, he understood. The problem was such a, I mean, I can't say beautiful, but look at that. All these ladies were the sole vendors to Lijjat Papad, and they used to make the papad and dry it on their terrace. The area which I'm talking about is all ground floor, 700 households in the locality. They used to dry their papads on the terrace. As soon as this building construction went beyond second floor, something went wrong. These ladies were also not aware about what was going wrong. Suddenly, batches after batches got rejected at legit quality control. They were also shocked. What's happening? Finally, they understood that the cement, which was used very heavily, was precipitating on the papad which are kept for drying, and that rejected. That actually got into the rejections. But this fellow, who is the chief of this organization, did not only reimbursed all these sole vendors, he in fact took care of that organization also, because of these rejection, their production came down. But he went, spoke with that fellow, he reimbursed. It didn't stop at that level. He created a mechanism for drying and later offered infrastructure for these ladies. Don't you feel this is ES? This is yes. So I have generally the mixed emotions when I see ESG. Happy things because it has becoming formal, but little sad feelings that came to my mind, that is our compassion gone to this degradation, that somebody has to govern our environment and social awareness. It's law of karma. In fact, I have seen ESG when my grandfather used to drive me away to go and play and mix with the people there, friends there. Don't study at in the evening. I saw ESG when Ramji told me that working late doesn't guarantee your efficiency and performance. You should not have worked two shifts together. I saw when my father used to say that you should not be telling people what to do. You should make them see. Isn't it a compassion? ESG. I saw this ESG when Mr. Bapat used to ask me print the pre-final drafts or drafts on one-side newspapers. So ESG is not every time jumping into big uh, things. It starts at this level.
Yeah.
I've seen many people who are really one of the organization, robotics organization in North Maharashtra, 2002. That fellow had done the complete roofing solar. He didn't wait for government to give him subsidy. He didn't wait for getting the carbon uh, uh, balance and all. Nothing. He did it. He said it is helping. He will do it. I think that is,
I
yes,
think
and we have
this,
seen people like
yeah,
Mr. Tata. What
yeah.
else?
I think this interview has been a lot about how we can keep things simple and still get the work done rather than, make it complex with different things. DG, as someone with such a vast experience in leadership and project management, how has your involvement with Directors Institute shaped your approach to governance and leadership?
Oh, it really helped, in fact. And the Director Institute is manifestation of their mission, vision, and people like you. Uh, it's not that I didn't know. I have learned Company Act in my post graduation. I got wonderful professors. Uh, the I mean, the Director Institute, uh, they brought everything on a platter, and it channelized. In fact, it strike the chord. I was also drafting the mission, the vision perspectives, and I came across Director Institute. It is really helping. Look at that. They have ESG data. They have a technology side. They're also talking about the company laws and act. So they are making people equipped, that all those people who are really sensitive, who really want to make a difference, DI is helping them. And I'm really thankful for this organization. The way they have crafted their process is amazing.
Thank you so much for this kind words, sir. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of FaceTime with Leaders. Thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey, insights, and wisdom you've gained over 2 decades of pioneering work in project management. Your contributions in the industry, your philosophy on leadership, and like we discussed, how you talk about everything can be made so simple is truly inspiring. And it's clear that your commitment to shaping the future of project management and governance will influence an entire army. To our listeners, thank you for joining in today. Your engagement is what keeps these conversations meaningful. And until next time, keep striving for excellence and remember true leadership begins with continuous learning and growth. And of course, have fun in your journey. Thank you so much.